Hello and welcome to my new video. This time it's about migration of Galapagos tortoises. The authors of the paper I'm reporting about here wanted to find out why some of the female tortoises always stay at lower elevations and don't climb into the higher mountains as all the other animals do. As usual, you will find a citation to this paper in the comment section to this video. I also extracted some information regarding the vegetation zones of the Galapagos Islands from Wikipedia. This film is, as I just said, about giant tortoises on the Galapagos. Today there are about 12 species of these animals left on the Galapagos. In earlier times there have been about 14 or 15 species, and they are all threatened. They have improved in recent decades somewhat, but they have had many losses because of human settlements and because of invasive species which came in the wake of human settlements. One of the interesting features of these animals, amongst many others, is a strong difference in size between females and males. So females reach a weight of about 70 kilograms and males reach a weight of about 200 kilograms. The scientists have studied two different species living on the island of Santa Cruz. Well, the Galapagos have been formed by volcanism, and Santa Cruz is a almost perfect volcanic island, so it's basically one big mountain reaching out from the sea. And the tortoises are living on the slopes of this mountain on two different sides. And I've marked here the upper and the lower distribution of these tortoises. So the actual distribution range of these tortoises is somewhat larger than indicated here, but nevertheless, you can see they have a pretty small distribution range. And I think that is typical for many other giant tortoises from the Galapagos. And this also shows their the level of threat these tortoises have to endure. One of the many interesting features of these islands is the fact that depending on the level of elevation, you have many different climatic zones and correspondingly also vegetation zones. So these islands are located on the equator. That means down on about 100-meter level, it's always very warm, and you have either a wet season when there is enough food for tortoises or a dry season when there's only very little food. If you go up, then the temperature is decreasing and humidity and also vegetation is increasing. So that means at about 300 meters, you have a humid tropical mountain forest, and there's always enough food for tortoises there. Due to these differences in the availability of food, most tortoises will migrate throughout the year. So they will go down to the coastal areas in the wet seasons when there's enough food there, and they will go up to the mountains in the dry seasons when there's not enough food in the dry zone. This is true for most tortoises, as I said, but only for one group. It's not completely true. Some females do not migrate. Some females stay all year round in pretty low elevation levels, so they won't go up to the humid tropical mountain forests. In their studies, the researchers asked two questions. The first question is whether animals which are migrating have certain advantages in terms of fitness or fertility. This can be assumed because the animals which are migrating will receive better nourishments than the animals or the females which are not migrating. To answer these questions, the researchers compared females which are migrating with females which are not migrating. In case animals which are migrating indeed have advantages in terms of fitness or fertility, there must be a reason why some females choose nevertheless to stay and not to migrate. And researchers suggested or supposed that this might be due to hatchling survival, so that there are advantages in terms of hatchling survival. So the second question researchers asked whether the level of elevation of the nesting grounds might have something to do with hatchling survival. When scientists compared fitness and fertility of migrating and non-migrating females, they found out that indeed migrating females were fitter and had produced more and heavier eggs than the non-migrating females. So it is true the migrating females have advantages from their migration. Although nests from migrating females contained more and heavier eggs than from non-migrating females, nevertheless, there were more hatchlings surviving from the nests from the non-migrating females, which were located at lower elevations. So it seems that lower elevations has advantages for hatchlings, and this is the reason why there are these two groups of females following two different strategies. So this is a nice work showing that animals can come up with different strategies reacting to different features in their environment. But can we also learn something for the protection of tortoises? The authors stress the point that it's very important to allow tortoises to migrate within the area, so that there always should be enough place and enough safe ways for the tortoises to migrate from lower to higher elevations and way back. That's all I wanted to tell you about Galapagos tortoises. Fascinating animals, aren't they? Next time it will be about migration of another fascinating animal, snow leopards. So stay tuned.